We begin with the dangerous weather from coast to coast.
We start right in the thick of it. Dangerous weather running wild from coast to coast. You hear it, right? Oh my gosh. I'm going back. Everything's gone. It's all gone. Somebody's trying to calm their friend. But let's be real, it's not okay. That's the sound, the feel, and the fear. America right now, with ordinary life falling apart in ways most folks never thought possible. Down in Florida, the sky basically turned into the enemy. Icy hail came hammering down, sounding like the drums of judgment, just pounding rooftops and streets. At the very same time, up in Indiana, everything froze solid. Highways, railroads, the main arteries that keep America moving. Nothing was moving. Meanwhile, under Utah's surface, the ground was splitting wide open, erasing everything near Springdale. They even found old warnings carved right into the stone. None of this stuff happened one at a time. It all landed in the same skinny window of time. Now, you tell me, is that just a coincidence, or is there a pattern too sharp to ignore? If you feel like the world is shifting under your feet, if you hear something in the wind and it sounds like a warning, trust me, you're not alone. Stick with me, subscribe, hit like, because the signs out there, they aren't whispering anymore. They're practically shouting. Let's get back to Florida. The atmosphere got ugly fast. Those thick clouds rolled in, hanging so low it felt like you could reach up and grab a handful. Daylight turned dim, heavy. Wind picked up in a matter of minutes, flinging rain sideways through neighborhoods, carrying whatever it could tear loose. Trash bins, patio chairs, tree branches. Palm trees bent so far over you'd swear they were about to snap. Even the big buildings, those concrete and glass high-rises, were groaning. Whole blocks felt like they might just sway off their foundations. Next thing you know, anything not bolted down was flying through intersections and parking lots. Crowds scrambled just to keep their balance. Umbrellas flipping inside out, folks losing their grip, watching as whatever they tried to hang on it disappeared down the street. Power lines started snapping left and right, leaving whole neighborhoods in the dark without so much as a warning. Traffic lights? Gone. Billboards, those giant neon signs that light up at night, ripped right out of their frames, tumbling through the air like paper, smashing down on sidewalks and roofs. Families were bolting themselves inside, barring windows, bracing doors while rain pounded rooftops with no sign of letting up. Inside, people just huddled together, moms, dads, kids, hoping they'd all come out the other side in one piece, not really sure what the night was going to bring. But then, right as things got as bad as they could get, the storm decided it was just getting started. The clouds over Florida got darker, heavier, like something mean was about to drop. The air itself grew cold and thick. Rain started turning into ice, first a few sharp taps, then a barrage. Hail, small as marbles at first, then bigger, started battering everything. Roofs, cars, the pavement. You could hear it bouncing, smacking, breaking. Windows started shattering. Roof shingles cracked and slid off. Cars parked outside? Forget it. Within minutes, they were dented up like someone went at them with a baseball bat. Farmers got hit hardest. Out in the fields, delicate branches snapped off fruit trees. Green crops, just weeks from harvest, were shredded. All that work, gone a flash. Folks who happened to be outdoors ran for whatever cover they could find, shielding themselves from frozen stones. The hail piled up along roads and lawns, making everything look like winter showed up months ahead of schedule. But this stuff was heavier, colder, and way more dangerous than snow. Roads turned slick, cars started sliding all over the place. In small towns and out in the sticks, families did their best to round up livestock, shove feed under shelter, but a lot of animals were just left out there cold, scared, and unfed for hours. It was just too risky to even move. Emergency crews did what they could. Firefighters, paramedics, state troopers. They hit the roads, pushing through floodwaters, dodging down trees and live wires to reach folks who were trapped or stranded. Most of them were working with almost no visibility, just trying to feel their way through to whoever needed help. And when the storm finally moved on, what it left behind was a mess. Homes smashed, cars totaled, roads and bridges washed out or buckled. Power was out for days in some places. People were hurt, some lost everything. Houses, cars, crops, livestock, you name it. Whole towns were cut off. No water, no lights, no way to get supplies in or out. The damage to farms was huge, especially for the little guys already hanging by a thread. Flooded fields, stripped crops, ruined gardens. Local economies took a body blow. The aftermath wasn't just about what you could see either. Polluted rivers, poisoned soil, wildlife wiped out or pushed away from their habitats. Stuff that takes months, years, even decades to really set right. For some people, it was just another storm, another headline, another entry in Florida's long list of disasters. But you gotta ask, when one state gets hammered by wind, water, and hail all at the same time, is it just weather, or is there something bigger going on? Scripture talks about a world groaning under the weight of what we humans have built, days when the powers of the heavens are shaken, when creation doesn't just groan, but reveals. Some people see just weather, freak events, but others see a pattern, something uncomfortably close to what's been written about for a long time. Nobody knows for sure which storm marks the moment. History and Scripture suggest you only recognize it once chaos gives way to clarity, when the world suddenly stops, just for a second, and everything points to a single place. And that's exactly what happened when the Gulf Coast was finally quiet. Only then did the real shift, the one nobody could ignore, because what happened in Florida was just the first act. Out in the dark forests of Oregon, where nothing much happens at night except the wind in the trees, a satellite monitoring the weather caught something flat out weird. A perfect column of light. Just boom, there dropped straight out of the sky, landing in the middle of a clearing, bright as anything. The circle it made on the ground glowed, sharp-edged, stayed put for a minute, maybe a minute and a half, then vanished. Gone as quick as it appeared. The folks who got there first, firefighters, park rangers, whoever, found the ground inside the circle was warm, but nothing else was burnt. Leaves, branches, dry grass, all untouched. No fire, no charring, no smoke. It wasn't like lightning. It wasn't like anything. The only thing left behind was a circle, clean as if someone drew it with a compass. Scientists tried to explain it. No lightning, no storms, no malfunctioning equipment. Nothing. It happened, and then it didn't. But if you look at it through the lens of Scripture, it starts to sound familiar. Like the fire in Exodus, when God appears in a bush that burns but isn't consumed. A presence that reveals but doesn't destroy. The Oregon light didn't hurt anything. It just showed up, shone with this eerie clarity, then retreated. The land wasn't changed by fire. It was changed by attention. Even folks who don't buy into divine intervention